Okay, the knuckles are cut on both sides, so now the really tricky bit. Are they deep enough? Are they in the right place? Now, notice that I started the cut already and I got it to about here, and I probably shouldn't have done that before cutting the knuckles because it made it more difficult to clamp, but I was worried about the rip cutting aspect of this, and so I got that started and out of the way so I would stop worrying, and it turns out actually cutting the knuckles is a lot more difficult, but there we go. So I think I'll do this one first. Let's have a look. Before clamping, I'm going to pop paper into the kerf of the rip saw so that when I clamp it up, the pressure won't be splitting the wood this way. I'm using a Japanese style rip saw because it has the slimmest profile and makes a nice, clean, beautiful cut. So, slide that in. Okay, we're very close on the first cut. I can actually see that I've gone a fraction too deep on this one, which is very irksome. And at the back here it's not quite through yet, so I have to continue just a little bit, but without going into this area, which has gone just a millimetre or two further than it should have. As Roy Underhill says in his video, it's not the sawing, it's the stopping sawing. Sorry, Roy. Don't see the teeth in here, which means I may have cut a little too shallowly here. That might need cleaning up. We will see. Okay, now finishing this cut. Okay, we are millimetres away. Let's have a look. Note the wedges. Let's have a look at the other side. Okay, I'm sure the cut is deep enough this way, but I think the knuckles need to be just a fraction deeper, so I'm going to get a knife in there and start cutting through the fibres to see if I can get down to the saw line. This is nerve-wracking. Okay, it's sticking somewhere. Hey, hey, what have we here? Okay, gently does it. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you can see on the video, but the problem was this knuckle here wasn't quite deep enough. If we get the light right behind it, maybe you can see that it's severed some of the fibers. I can clean that up later, but that's where the problem was. One knuckle wasn't quite deep enough. Now you'll notice also that right now it isn't opening, and that is because it needs to be, well, for those of us that aren't Roy Underhill or Chris Swartz, a little bit of adjustment will be required. This will take some time. It's basically done. It just needs to be cleaned up. I'm not 100% happy with it because it's opened further than I'd like, and I might actually tweak that in the final version because I'm a bit fussy about this sort of thing. So, if I can shoot right along the knuckle, you can see that they're not perfectly the same. Yes? So I'm going to have to clean them up until they look exactly right. And that should also help it open more smoothly. Okay, now I've got it in the vise. I'm going to clean up these knuckles with a shoulder plane. And you have to have a very delicate touch with this because this is not supported, and too much pressure here will break the joint. So we've got to be very gentle and very careful and just take it away where there is too much and leave it alone where there is not enough. So right now I'm using this knuckle as a fence or a jig to get the shape into the one next to it. I'm getting some breakout here which is annoying me, so I'll come in from the other side, which I don't really want to do because it interferes with using this knuckle. I have a suspicion that Roubo would not be terribly impressed. And I perfectly understand why Mr. Schwartz's video, for example, has these cut just flat at a 45 degree. It makes life a lot easier, but that's not the way it is in the book. Now, a lot of the wiggliness is coming from the less than perfect vertical cuts here, because I'm a bit out of practice with a coping saw, but there we go. Let's have a look. Still gets jammed a little bit on opening. Let's find out where. Okay, it's up here, so it needs to be gentled around. There we go. Still some work to do, but not bad.